Dude, what are you eating?
Children that are sour.
Are they common people?
We're all common people. I want to live as common people do.
Sweet.
Well, Moby Dick.
Dude.
Penis.
Dude, stop.
Why are you flashing a light in my face? You're disturbing the crowd.
What's your thoughts on Wrath of Khan?
Dude, it's so fucking good, man. The first half was great, and the second half was also great, because it's all great. That's what I'm saying.
Let's go to our seats now and look at the Shat.
The Shat. Seats suck, my booty cheeks hurt.
Water can.
Where do we sit again? Down there.
H. Next to the dude in the uniform.
Welcome to William Shatner live on stage! You'll know tonight's moderator from his entertainment, TV, and radio show, The Backstage Experience, that airs on Fox 4, KFI More 27, and 106.1 KISS FM Radio. Please give a warm welcome to our moderator, Dave Morales!
I guess I should ask, are you ready to go into space? Into time? We got a fun night ahead for you. First though, take a look at this.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Our host, William Shatner.
You idiot, you used my real name.
Okay, just tell me what you want.
Mr. Crane, we do not allow fireworks. Hello.
I'm a master of disguise.
How's it going?
As am I.
That's a serious thing.
Don't stand. It's embarrassing. Thank you for that lovely evening. Thank you very much. And then I go back to Los Angeles, and I'm thinking, did I oversell that? Did that really happen? No, it couldn't have happened like that. So last year, I'm in front, and then there were strikes. So we were delayed, and things And then I asked Robert Wise, how come? Well, I don't know. What have we got that we? And my vision is that there was a guy serving coffee. And you know, have you heard of Star Trek? No, what's Star Trek? What was it again? What?
Can we start?
Yeah, Sophia Vergara. Yeah, might be more fun.
He found an interview that I did with Sofia Vergara online, and he's like, "You know her?" I said, "Well, kind of."
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
Bill?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Lee Davidson.
Who?
Lee Davidson.
You're kidding.
From Commerce is here. And she wants to know who is
Wait a minute. Lee Davidson is here?
Well, Lee Davidson is here.
Lee, are you there? Now, Lee sounded a little mousy like, right? That was a, Lee, say it again. I'm right here. I don't want to hear a question. I'm right here. Lee Davidson. Say it. Say it. Now you got it.
Okay. Lee Davidson
Yes.
has a great question.
He has a great question?
Great question.
You've already editorialized.
I have a question. I think it's a good question.
Okay.
It's a big question, Bill.
Big question.
Who is your favorite co-star and why?
Whoa.
Told you.
Whoa, that's a tough one. Both my co-stars are dead. I wonder if that helps. Well, I love both of them. DeForest Kelley and Leonard Nimoy. They were great guys. There's a story I used to tell about Leonard. The stage in which we inhabited, because where else do you go on a planet, you know? It's all movable rocks, and you hide behind one rock, and that's one planet, and then you hide behind that rock, and it's another planet, but it's all one planet, except when we went out, which is another whole story. So, we were way up at Paramount Studios, way up there. The commissary, the cafeteria, was way down there. It's about 300 or 400 yards. So, and we had a half hour for lunch. So, obviously, people get ready, get close, get front, walk the 400 or 500 yards, get into line, get the food. The half hour is long over. You don't have time to eat. So the first person to get into the cafeteria would have something to eat. That had to be me. I was a pretty good athlete in high school, and I could run really fast. And I would, the first assistant would say, "All right, everybody, it's and before you get lunch out, I was out the door. First in line, got my food, came back. Where is everybody? Let's go to work." And Nimoy, big, tall, he was a swimmer. Yeah, he's laid back, he comes down, and he doesn't eat. So, he brings a bike to the studio. And the first assistant goes, "All right, everybody," and the later's out, jumps on his bike, gets down to the cafeteria. So the next day, his bike was there as I came in the studio. And I had brought a chain. And I chained the bike to a hydrant. No! And I'm out the door, he's out the door, and he can't go anywhere. He didn't. The next day, no! And we're both out the door, and he brought bolt. And he cut the chain, and they got on this bike. So the next day after that, I took the bike. And there are You gotta protect your property. So I took the bike and I put it in my dressing room for safekeeping. And as I'm running out the door, he says, Shatner, where's my bike? I said, it's in my dressing room for safekeeping. Oh, shoot, I forgot to tell him. My Dobermans are in the, scared the heck out of him. He didn't get his bike. He said, where's my bike the next day? And I took him into the studio and I pointed at the roof where I had the lighting guys put a spotlight. And I said, Leonard, turn your eyes to the sky. I played jokes on him, he was funny. But DeForest Kelley was a Southern gentleman, the essence of a Southern. Hello, Bill, how are you? So good to see you, Bill. I love you, Bill. I love you too, DeForest. No, Bill, really. I really love you. Really, that's wonderful. I had been in a movie playing a hero or something or other, and I'm standing here, and there's a tree, phony tree right there, and the Indians are coming over the hill. And the reason I know the Indians are coming is because an arrow goes past my face and lodges in the tree. I said, who's going to shoot the arrow? The director said, we've got an expert guy here, but we're not going to take any chances. What we've done is we've strung a wire to the tree, to the guy with the bow and arrow. You stand there, Bill, and the arrow will ride on little rings on the wire and lodge itself in the tree. Ooh, that's fantastic. Okay, I'm ready. All right, action. Oh, wait a minute. The wire broke. The wire broke? What do you mean? How long will it take to fix the wire? About a half hour. We don't have a half an hour. Bill, the guy with the bow and arrow, he's really good. If you don't mind, could we do it without the wire? So I'm, Bill. Okay, shoot without the wire. All right, action. It goes by and lodges in that little piece of tape that he put up there. It was incredible. I said, how did you do that? His little, I bet ears up. I said, my God, can you teach me? Yes, of course. So I become interested in a bow and arrow. In fact, so much so that the head, at that time, the head bow manufacturer was Fred Bear Archery. And I became friendly with Fred Bear. And I went hunting with him. I fell in love with bows and arrows. And Fred Bear taught me the nuances of hunting. And the nuance of hunting is watch the game very carefully. See what they do. Stay upwind? No, downwind? I knew I had a problem. Stay downwind. Watch what the game does. Watch very carefully. So he trained my eye. So in the morning at the studio, there was a big table filled with breakfast stuff because they wanted us to eat breakfast so we'd have the energy to put in a day's work. So I watched people eat. I watched the Southern gentleman eat. Southern guys eat differently. They don't go out that, They go, and I watched DeForest come in. DeForest would come in, the Southern gentleman eat breakfast laid up. I thought, I bet he gets grits. He doesn't get grits. He gets a bagel. A bagel with a smear of cheese on it. So he cuts the bagel, and people your body gives away your whole mood. I mean, if you watch carefully, people just a gesture is, you know, that everything is given away if you watch carefully. I watched carefully, and he cut the bagel. I'm gonna eat a bagel, and then put the bagel in the toaster, and he pressed the toaster. Now he's hovering over the bagel. I'm gonna eat a bagel. Often, what's he gonna say next, Shat? I'll tell you what I'm gonna say next. Often, when we shoot at night, we go outside. Could go anywhere, it's dark, so it's another planet. And we work from 6 to 6 in the morning. Nighttime. And when you're alone with somebody at the wee hours of the morning, somehow all your inhibitions lift. You don't say things you wouldn't say ordinarily. It's dark, you're tired, your friend of yours is there, so you confide in things that you wouldn't ordinarily confide. So one night, DeForest said to me, I think I'm ill. I'm losing my mind. I can't remember today. I can't remember my keys, where I parked my car. I'm afraid I can't remember my words, my lines. I said, oh, we all feel that way. Dee, it's don't worry, but no, Bill. I think I'm losing my memory. Late in the morning. So I'm watching him. I'm gonna eat a bagel. And I see Leonard. And I go over there and I say, Leonard, distract D. So Leonard walks over and says, DeForest, I got something in my language. And DeForest leaves the toast and goes over to take care of the eye. And I pop the toaster like this. And now DeForest comes back, waiting for his bagel to pop up. And the machine pops up, and there's no bagel. And I see DeForest go. Jesus, God. Oh, Lord. And he takes another bagel, now he takes a bagel, but it's not like I'm gonna meet a bagel. I got the bagel, and he's like standing there angry. And I say to Leonard, distract. I'm like, it goes over there. I pop the bagel. I take the bagel. I don't know what to do. I stuff it in my mouth. And I move over there and waiting, and he comes back, and he's waiting for it, and it pops up, and there's no bagel. There's no bagel. And now his whole attitude is, you know, his whole body language is furious. He's furious. He looks at me, and I'm like, and he says, you son of a bitch. So who do I like better? I love them both, yeah.
Oh, this should be a fun one.
Oh, really?
This is great.
As against the others, you mean?
No, this is Leilani Anderson.
Lonnie Anderson.
Leilani Anderson is here from Dallas.
Lonnie Anderson, who was married to...
No, not Lonnie Anderson. Leilani.
Oh, Leilani.
I know Lonnie.
She's from Honolulu.
No, but this Leilani who's here tonight is from Dallas.
Leilani.
Leilani, how are we doing tonight?
Okay.
Leilani, we picked this
That
question.
sounded like the other one. Like Lee. You and Lee know each other? I'm here.
Okay, cousins.
Yeah.
All right, Leilani wants you to talk about, and this is going to be great.
Wait a minute, don't say it's going to be great.
Yes.
Might not be.
No, it is. It is.
For God's sakes, man, that's the first rule of comedy. Don't say this is funny. Now, take our wife, please.
Your thoughts? Here we go. Alien abductions. I told you. What did you tell me? That it was going to be funny. You call that funny? That's nothing. I'll tell you funny. Okay. Take my wife, please. So Leilani wants to know your thoughts on alien abductions.
So what's the question? Alien abduction?
Yeah, are they real? Are they... Is it gonna happen?
Look. People come from various walks of life, right? It's already funny.
I'm telling you. I told you.
Jeez, man, don't do that again, please. Don't say something's going to be very funny. Because if it isn't, it bombs, and that's the worst. Abduction.
Yes.
All right. Why are all the abductions done in the Florida swamp? They're walking along Dallas, downtown, in these great streets, and you know, or play for the Cowboys. No, they're walking along in the jungle somewhere, and then they lie down, and then they come to, and they walk out of the jungle and say, "You have no idea where I've been. They took me, and I'm a guy, and they impregnated me. I'm going to have a baby, and I can't wait. I love my babies." And that fool of a abductor, he had green, glowing eyes, and he was sweet. And now I'm pregnant, and it's all the space guy's fault. Why? You know, seriously. All these, Fata Morgana. Does anybody here, there's a couple of thousand people, does anybody know what Fata Morgana is? Yes! That's the lady who answered the question. Fata Morgana is what happens, is the thing that happens when you see an oasis in the desert. That isn't an oasis. It's a manifestation of a phenomenon that is well known not among this audience. It is a product of strange currents, in this case in the air, but it also happens in the sea. The difference between hot and cold levels of water or air does something to sound and or sight. So whales, for example, here can be heard 3,000 miles over there because the sound is bouncing off of these waves. Same thing happens in the air. That's why the oasis is there, but in fact, the oasis is over there. But you're having a phenomenon is happening to you. That's why these ships can come out of the water. And look at this ship coming out, oh my God, it's Fata Morgana. It's an illusion. So I think a lot of this is a Fata Morgana. We're seeing things, you swear. I tell you, I'm a captain of a ship, and it went down, it was in there, and it went down into and that's where they are. They're 30,000 feet down in the Mariana Trench, and they're there. They're not there. It's a Fata Morgana. And so much of this is illusion. If there's a society, I think there's life all over the universe. Mathematically, it has to be. I mean, even now, I don't know whether you read this today or yesterday, that in the trenches 30,000 feet down, we know that there is life, but they're discovering incredible life in vents, coming volcanic vents, 600 degrees hot water, freezing bacteria in rocks from outer space, frozen in the absolute zero, coming to Earth, and there's bacteria still alive. Life is burgeoning. Life has a demand to exist, and life exists, in my opinion, all over the universe. It's rife with life. In spite of the people who think there's nothing out there, and we're alone. We're not alone. But if you've had the technology to get here, surely you can say to the president of some country, look at what I'm here. I've traveled 6 light years, 20 light years, thousands of years I've been on a trip so long I've forgotten why I'm here. That's what I think. No, there are explanations for everything, whether it's electronics, whether it's a trick, there's no abduction in reality. But say that to the person who thinks they were abducted, and you're dealing with a different reality. That's what happened.
It was funny and educational. Okay. This one.
Well, out there, I think I did. All right. It's like opening night. I barely remember my words. So how are you doing?
It's good to see you again. I got promoted.
You what?
I got promoted. You promoted me.
Okay.
Because when you interview, and I've interviewed a lot of actors and actresses, you can hear my Kiss FM here in Dallas, Fox 4, of course, here in Dallas. But you call them by their proper names. Like for my friend here, it was William Shatner. And I had seen people talk about you, and so one of the first things I asked you was, everybody around you calls you Bill. Can I call you Bill? That was the first thing I said to you.
Yeah, and I said, I've got an album out there which is entitled Call Me Bill. So buy the album, and then you can call me Bill.
And actually, that's exactly what happened. So I had to buy the album, and then he said, okay, you're in Club Bill. So
By the way, I've got a new album. I got a new album that is really so interesting. A gentleman by the name of Robert Scherner and I have written 4 albums, and I think this one is the 4th album, and it's the best by far. And I encouraged Brad Paisley to do the music. So Brad and his band and another guitarist, virtual guitarist named Goldsmith, I've forgotten his first name, play guitar, play the music to the words that Robert and I wrote. And the gist of the new album is, I think the title will be I Love Tomorrow, which is all about love, but not romantic love or anything like that. It's like love of music, love of art, love of health, love of laughter, love those laughs which lead me to be able to say, I love you because I'm healthy, and a healthy person can say love, but if you're not healthy, you don't have room to love. So, when it comes out, I urge you to what were you going to say?
I was going to say, that's right.
I hoped you were going to say something, otherwise there'd be this silence.
Because we did not talk about this before, but I did read that about Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
That is out. So I'm going to have to go buy that one now, right?
Well, it's not out yet.
Okay, but
it's ready, but you know what I'm doing?
What's that?
So, Cleopatra Records has been produced all by, has in effect produced the records, although Robert Scherner and I do it. So they want to do the album, and I'm thinking maybe somebody else will do it, and I think maybe I'll just go to Cleopatra, and then the album will be out in the next few months. Yeah, that's a decision I've just made looking into your
Thanks, man. I just wanted one credit.
Thanks, Bill, is good.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Bill. We've got a really smart audience tonight. All these cards are questions. So answer it. Jackson Scoggins from Dallas has a question.
Okay, hold on. Jacqueline?
Jackson Scoggins.
Are you here?
Jackson, this question.
There's a voice.
Do you know Leilani? Jackson asked this question, and I never thought in a million years I would ever ask Bill Shatner.
You're not asking it, Jack.
Well, then I'm the messenger, I'm relaying.
You're a messenger.
Right, I am.
Yeah.
Jackson Scoggins from Dallas, Texas wants to know, Bill Shatner.
Is this going to be really funny?
I'm just going to throw it out there. Boxers or briefs? Bill, don't look at me like that.
Depends. The older you get, the less it matters.
That's good. All right. We're going to go back to Star Trek. David.
That subject again?
I know, but David DeGrard, who's here from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
David, are you here?
David, where you at? I know he's here. There he is.
He's in the men's room.
Right. Wants to know about anything unusual that happened on the set.
Anything unusual happened on the set?
Yes.
What do you mean?
When you just said wants to know about anything unusual happened.
Yeah, we filmed.
Thanks, David.
Anything unusual happened.
Maybe happened to you.
Well, let's see. If anything unusual happened on the set, well, I'm trying to remember how unusual something that happened. I think fast cars. That's what happened. So I learned to drive really quickly. I was one of those actors that would join up on those celebrity races and drive the streets. In this case, in Los Angeles and in other cities. And you had to go to school. You had to go to a racing car school. McCarthy was the guy who ran the school. And so if you agreed to drive in a celebrity race, you had to go for a weekend to the racetrack up in the north of So Donny Osmond was filmed on Donny Osmond. So they'd line you up 4 in a row, 4 back, 4 back, and then the flag would come down, and off you release the gear shift pedal, and you're going 100 miles an hour down the straightaway, and there's a right-hand turn. So now you got to brake, but if you brake too soon, everybody passing by. You brake too late, which is what Donny Osmond did. There's film of him. He applies his brake too late. The limits of adhesion are broken. There's no adhesion, and he goes up a lighting pole and crashes back down. And they play that film for everybody. Say, now listen, you got to be really careful. Because see what Donny Osmond did? Don't do that. it's an east. That's it. So, one day, the producer says, all right, everybody, we're going to shoot outside tomorrow. During the day, we're going to go to Vasquez Rocks, which is that's the tectonic plate line. That's where the earthquakes take place. Like this, one of the places sub going underneath, and the other's going on top. I don't remember which one, but the earth shakes like the Russian thing here, and